Hi there guys, welcome back to Classic Shack, and today you join me in the shack working on Project Hanky, my Mk2 Escort. So I'm just going to spin this camera around and show you what I've been up to off camera. Right then, I've just been finishing off what I started before, so going around these areas, just filling in little pinholes, grinding back down the welds. It's very time consuming and boring to watch, so I haven't filmed any of that. Now today my plan is to pull this out a little bit, spin it over, and then I don't know if this will pick it up, but there's a hole at the bottom of the wheel tub on the passenger side, so that's what I'm going to tackle today. Basically it's this area here but on the other side. So yeah, let's get the car pulled out, spun over, and get cracking on. Okay, so this is inside the passenger side rear arch, and I've obviously started to clean this up, cut out the rot that was there, but I think what I'm going to do is, see if I can get the light on the camera, trim this back a little bit further, make a lip to fit on this edge all the way down here, and then cut this out probably around here somewhere and join it up as one piece. And then while I'm in here I'll just finish tidying these crusty bits, and then that'll be the arch finished. I might even finish cleaning up this section here so that I can just paint it all in one go, or red oxide it in one go. So yeah, that's today's job. Okay, I've cleaned up the chassis rail, and then this area where it's had a previous repair that has rotted out again. Found a little rust hole there, and then obviously this main piece that I came to start doing anyway. So next off I'll cut all the bits out that I don't want, and then start making some patches and weld it all in. Okay, so I'm all cleaned up in here now. So I've cut this out, small piece there and this bigger piece here. My plan is I'm going to make a lip for this piece first, then weld a repair panel in, tiny little patch in here, and then over at this bit I need to do a little repair on this lip, and then put this piece in. And I've kept a lot of the old pieces that I've cut out that I think might be handy shapes, so I'm hoping I might have something that might either fit that or fit that somehow. So yeah, let's crack on with making some patches. Right, okay, so I've made this lip round here, cut the hole, cleaned everything up, small repair just there, and then I've also made the new lip just here. So next job, fill this big hole, fill this big hole. Okay, new day. So I can't remember what I videoed just before I finished, but I ended up cutting out all this section here, repaired this lip. I did a really small repair here. Then I put this lip on here, and then I started to make a template up and realised it was a little bit grotty just here, so when I cut this bigger it had rotted out behind it, so I had to make another small piece of lip there, and I've made a panel to go in there, so it just sits in like that. And I've coated this in epoxy primer and the back here, and my plan is that I'll get this in place, and when it's all clamped in place, what I do is use a drill bit the same size as what this was. So these are 7mm holes, so I have another drill bit that's 7mm that I flattened the end off. Let me see if I can find it. There, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like completely flat on the end. So I just put it through the holes, and it just cleans up that small area that I've where I've got a spot weld. So yeah, I'm just about to get on with putting that patch in. Okay, so there's the patch in place, and I'm just gonna get on with welding it in. So yeah, I'll be back when that's welded in. Right, I've got this rear wheel tub, I'm happy with it. So I put a patch in here. There was a small like gap along here already. I ended up making it a little bit bigger because the metal wasn't so nice around here, and then extended it round here, and then I've like puddle welded it to the lip I made all the way along here. There was a small hole here, so I cut that out, put a patch in, and then here it turns out in the past somebody had repaired this section already, and I don't know if you can, it's coming out on camera, there's a weld line here. Basically they'd, instead of cutting it all out and then replacing it, they'd basically welded a patch across the back of it, which has then caused it to get worse, basically a temporary repair really. So I've cut along here inside this weld down here, and then I ended up making a new lip for the inside edge here, and then puddle welded all down here, and then seam welded it down there. Right, so I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. I'm not going to worry about seam sealing it at the minute, because here I've still got, where you can see these welds come through from the like back side of this, there is still that little bit of patch there, so I will be tidying up the welds I've done on the inside, cutting out that overlap patch that's still there, and then where I've welded around here, it's like penetrated through. So I'll like tidy those up a little bit before I seam seal this side, so that it doesn't make a mess of it. But yeah, next job, a little bit of primer on it. Okay, I've changed my mind. I'm not going to red oxide it. I'm just going to leave it like this in epoxy primer until I've ground down the welds from the back side of it. There's no point wasting 2 coats of paint, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think I'm going to leave it there for this video. Right, that's another job sorted on Project Hanky. So the near side rear inner wheel arch or wheel tub is pretty much sorted now. Just the welds to grind down from inside the car. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So if you have stayed this long, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, consider subscribing, that would be great. And then leave me a comment, like the video. So until next one guys, see you all later.